One of the best stories in the NCAA tournament that starts next week on Westwood One Sports is the story of Hofstra basketball, where we're being joined by a familiar name. It's Speedy Claxton that's here as the head coach of the Pride. And coach, 25 years since Hofstra last went to the tournament. You were on that team when Jay Wright was leading it as the coach, and now you're the head coach of this program returning to the dance. How much different is the satisfaction of a coach getting Hofstra
Uh,
into this point versus when you
honestly,
did it as a player?
honestly, that is the debate. That's the debate. That I continue to have with my inner circle, and my father seems to believe that it's more joyful, uh, for me being a head coach. And honestly, for me, I think they're equal. They're equal. Like being getting to the tournament as a player, is very special because it didn't happen for me every single year that I was here at Hofstra. It only happened for me my last year, and we kind of fell short my first 3 years. And then even as a head coach, my first 4 years, like we didn't struggle, but we of course fell short, and we finally pushed through, and we got there this year. So I would just say that equal, like they both mean a lot.
Does your inner circle agree?
No, my dad said it means more for me being getting there as a head coach.
Got it.
I'm
Got
like
it.
I'm like I don't know because he was like, well, I think I had more of an impact when I was playing.
Sure.
Know what I'm saying? Because I was actually on the court.
And a top
Whereas
20 pick. And a top 20 pick in the draft. That helps too.
exactly, like, who knows if I have a future, and if I had a future NBA player myself. We'll see. That's yet to be seen. But like, I had to put these guys in a position to go out there and be successful. But at the end of the day, they had to do it. I couldn't do it. Whereas as a player, I did it.
Sure. Speedy Claxton's with us here. You played for some incredible coaches, Jay Wright in college, Larry Brown, Greg Popovich in the NBA. What are some things that you've adopted from them with your program at Hofstra?
Honestly, with Coach Wright, I would say the competitive nature that you got to have day in and day out. No matter if it's practice or a game, you got to go out there and compete, and that's what I try to instill in my guys. Like, there's no days off. Like, whenever you step on the court, like, you give us your all. You give 100% effort. And then with Coach Pop, it's more relation,
Mm.
um have relationships with your players, because the more they feel that you care about them as a person, um the harder they will compete for you.
You, I hear coaches say, make practice as competitive as it is in games. It almost sounds like a cliche when I hear it. So give me like some practical example of people who aren't in a Speedy Claxton practice of how you do that.
Just spending quality time with them, going out to dinner with them, asking them about their family and how their day is going. Not just, when they come in, you just get straight to practice. Nah, like, yeah, get to know your guys, get to know their family.
Speedy Claxton's with us here on Westwood One Sports Night. Where are you guys going to be watching the selection show? Have we figured that out yet?
Yeah, I thought we had it figured out, and then, our RSVPs started skyrocketing, so we had to change location. And we're gonna do it in our multi-purpose room in our student center that will fit up until 400 people. So right now, the RSVPs are at 300. So, it's gonna be a special day, man. It's gonna be a special evening for the program, for myself, and definitely for the university.
For people that don't know, the CAA, really good mid-major league, and back in January, Hofstra head coach Speedy Claxton here with us. There was a point where your team lost five straight in league
Yeah,
play, but since then, the Pride has reeled off wins in 11 out of 12.
yeah.
What moment or game sparked this remarkable turnaround that we've seen?
Um, honestly, I'm gonna say it really started with our guys getting healthy. That 5 game stretch, we weren't at capacity. Like we had guys out injured. So there's only one team in our conference this season that beat us when we were at full strength, and that was Wilmington. So I would say a lot of that 5 game losing streak had to do with injuries. Like we just weren't healthy as a unit. But once we and that's why I preached to my guys during that time. I'm like, listen, guys, we're fine. I said, everybody have everybody have rough patches throughout the season. I said, we're just going through ours, but unlike other people's, ours are due to injuries. But once we get healthy, no one can mess with us. And then, once we got healthy, we started winning again.
Speedy Claxton's here. The place that you lost at was a place called Trask Coliseum at UNC Wilmington. They get after it. The CAA, as I mentioned, is a really good mid-major league. I'm in the state of North Carolina. I reside in a place called Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where about
Okay.
15, 20 minutes away, there's a place called Clemens, North Carolina, where a guy named Chris Paul went to school. Chris
Yeah, my
Paul just
God.
retired. You spent 1 year with the New Orleans Hornets. That happened to be Chris's rookie year. So on the
Yeah.
way out, I'm going to ask about some of the point guards you had a chance to play with, since you know a thing or two about handling the ball. What do you remember about that year with Chris?
Yeah, that was a fun year. Chris is the ultimate competitor, and I knew from day one that he was going to have a Hall of Fame type career because of the way he approached the game. You just saw how people gravitated towards him. And, even though we weren't like even considered a playoff team that year, like he just rallied us, and he just, even as a young rookie, like he instilled a lot of confidence in us, and we just barely missed the playoffs that year. But Chris is he's a great player, but he's a even better person. Like that'll be my guy for life. Like he's genuinely a good dude.
While I'm talking about people in North Carolina, I was at the ACC tournament this week and I saw Allen Iverson sit courtside. And I was like, why is Allen Iverson here? Talked to the guy next to him. Oh, he lives in Charlotte. Just wanted to catch some good bump.
Uh,
Your rookie year was during that run to the finals with Larry Brown and AI. What's the best
yeah.
AI story you could share with us about that run?
Oh man, AI. That was a great moment and great experience for me because AI was one of the people that I kind of was a fan of. When I was in college. So it was dope to play with him and be a teammate and to have a courtside seat for probably his best season of his career. So for me, that was a special year. And then to be able to go to the finals and to witness that and experience that my first year in the league, like that is something that I would never forget.
I'm sure you cut up Allen Iverson at practice, though.
Yeah, we
Sure
got
you
we
did
got
that.
some good we got some good bumps in. We got some good bumps in the preseason. Once you get into the regular season, that you don't practice that much, but in the preseason, we definitely got some good bumps in.
Yeah, I just made the cardinal rule mistake though. With Allen Iverson, I started talking about
I
practice.
practice, right?
Last thing for you. Your title team was with the Spurs in 2003. You of course had Tony Parker there. Who was a better hang, Tony or Tim Duncan?
Who was a better hang?
Yeah,
I'm going to say
because neither guy seems like they go out that much.
no. Neither guy goes out. They're both different. All right. Tim is more of an activity guy. So no, seriously. So Tim. I don't know if he still is, but Tim was a big paintball guy.
Oh no!
So I
At
remember
7 feet
like
tall.
exactly. So that was weird. That was weird to me also. So like my first week in San Antonio, I got there in like September. So we went. We got together as a team, played open gym, and everybody was like, "Oh, well." Tim was like, "Yo, let's go paintballing." And I never went paintballing at that time. So I was like, "All right, well, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go bond with my teammates. So let's do it." So we showed up at the field. We went to the gun shop, rented guns, and then Tim came in with like four of his boys backpacks, and I'm like yeah, like suitcases. I'm like, what are they doing? So then they came, they started unzipping their suitcases, backpacks, and started like clicking their guns in. I'm like, yo, are they going to war? Like what did they get ready for? So like
Okay.
they all had like their own guns and they were like a team. Like they had walkie-talkies and headphones. I'm like, oh, they take this serious.
I just need a yes or no to two things real quick. Combat roles. Did Tim Duncan do combat roles with the gun, like when he's
No,
out
he
there?
didn't. You
Okay.
know what? Honestly, it's funny though because you obviously he's 7 feet.
Yes,
I never saw him on the field.
that's it, man. He's
I
getting
never saw
low.
him. I was like, yo, how is he hiding? How?
Also, camo. Was he wearing camo?
He no white beater, white beater, white beater.
That's amazing. All right. I just filled you out in my bracket. I have you here right there. It's already advanced in my
I
Blake
love it.
bracket
I
for that
love it.
story.
I
Speedy
love it.
Claxton, congratulations. One of the best stories in the tournament. Thanks for making the time on Westwood One Sports for us.
No problem. Thanks for having me, man.